Well, let's talk about the girls.
Okay.
Let's get down to some nitty gritty, fun stuff. People want to know one thing. Okay, here's one thing, because people ask sometimes, right? They want to know because they love this subject. I don't know why. STDs. They want to hear about STDs, right? Did you ever catch anything?
I got chlamydia one time. The drip. But no, then everybody was pretty clean for the most part. But I wasn't working as much as you. You may have had more instances of it. With me, I got it one time that I can remember. And we were getting tested all the time. We still are. And so it was not an issue I would worry about at all.
There was one trick that I learned long before.
Piss afterwards.
Yeah. So if you're a healthy person, you eat fair, you exercise, and you piss after you have sex.
And of course, wash your dick off.
Wash your dick off, of course. Yeah. Of course, you wash your dick all the time.
Yes.
Then you probably 99% of the girls, even if they are infected, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, and the girls, I think, you'd very rarely, in my circle of commerce, I didn't see too many girls that had a problem. And of course, pissing afterwards, and it's a funny thing because they say, why do you piss on the girls? Because first of all, it's like ejaculating on it, except it's bigger, it's
more
volume, so. And a lot of the girls, I never would have imagined that the girls like it. But anyway, it helps keep the pipe clean. And if you drink a lot of water, and here's a secret that a lot of people don't know, is when you drink a lot of water, and I mean a bottle every 30 minutes or so, especially leading up to a scene, your pee is virtually odorless and tasteless. So, yeah, I always felt pretty safe. And the record speaks for itself, Your Honor.
Let's make a point in fact, right? That some girls, many girls, and especially really pretty girls, in my opinion, are kinky.
Oh, they're very kinky.
The prettiest girls are the most kinky girls. Most of the time.
I think you're right.
Because they're so spoiled, they get away with so much that they need something to stimulate them, right? But this is what a lot of people don't know, and they always cast judgment. People love to cast judgment, but let's go with what the Bible says. Remember this, judge ye not, let you be judged.
Yes.
Right? But just to enlighten and educate some people out there in the TT Boy podcast world, there was known beautiful porn stars in Europe and models, regular fashion models.
Right.
That was known, loved for the men to take a shit on their face.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking for most people.
Shocking. I've seen the pictures. The prettiest girls.
I've been on the set.
Europe, in Germany and in Italy, everywhere, right? And they would actually hire the guys that could take the best shit. They wanted a nice, long, smooth shit, right? That they could put on the girl's face. But the girls wanted it. That was known.
That's it, and people can't believe it.
Way before Max Hardcore came around.
Oh yeah.
Way before. Just let people digest that.
I didn't invent this shit, pal.
No. Anyway.
Although to set the record straight, I never did.
You never shit anybody's face. No.
No.
But let's get down to Max, right? Because Max, hardcore. I mean, he's a pornographer, a real pornographer, right? Because everything evolves. And when I was watching movies, it was pretty basic, anal once in a while, back in the 80s, and a little anal, not so much. Mostly just
and furry,
normal,
furry,
beautiful pussies, But then everything evolves. Everything's evolving. The world moves, people move. Time goes on. So we have Max Hardcore, who introduces the maximum hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, because I seen some of those covers, right? And I'm living in the 80s, right? And I was just a guy that I did a lot of anal for the girls because, my dick was hard as a rock and I could get in there and do the job. So I did a lot of anal. It wasn't my thing, but I do whatever. I'm a soldier.
Yeah, you're a pussy, man.
Yeah, I love the pussy. But I do whatever they tell me to do. I'm happy I was given the chance.
And making good money.
And making great money. It's a dream, just a fucking dream, right? So happy. Thank you all the girls that work with me and liked me. So, did you like anal sex?
Yeah, it's fine by me. I mean, it wasn't really my thing at first, but I realized what's rare? How can we make this special? How can we make it maximum hardcore? Anal's to this day is still kind of forbidden, although I don't know why it should be, because it's a great way to keep yourself from getting a girl pregnant.
I fucked my girlfriend when I was 16. She was 14 up the ass because I was scared I was going to get her pregnant.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to do but the main thing that people hadn't seen over here, and it was already done in Europe. I didn't invent anything, but I like to think that I made it better. And one of the things was pissing. Because of the heavy hydration that I used and still do, I'm able to pee clear, so it's not. It doesn't. The girl liked the idea of it, of being a dirty whore. Okay, and the dirtier the whore they can be, and I have a theory for you. And I don't know if it's going to hold water, but I think that the pretty girls have been always
pampered,
hit on by so many guys, and said yes to a lot. And if they had said yes to a lot of guys, then they've done all the ordinary things.
They're bored,
right? They're bored now.
The girls are fucking bored.
So I didn't think they would. Really, do you mind if I piss on you? Yeah, does it pay extra? I say, yeah, $50, Okay, sure. Okay. And first, I piss on the tits. I said, come on, honey, taste it. See, Olivia, remember Olivia?
Which one?
The big one, the big tits, just with the one name. Okay.
Olivia... Sandy broad hair?
Yeah. Right.
With short hair sometimes, I thought?
I don't know. I never seen her with short hair, but she had huge knockers and really an outstanding, beautiful body. But she had always done work.
Skinny?
High-end, very skinny.
Okay, yeah.
High-end work for Mark Carrier. You remember Mark, right? Mark was the...
Of course.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
He bought her the boobs, right?
Olivia, I don't know if I remember. I know one Olivia that had a bob haircut sometimes.
She had a bob haircut, I think.
Skinny, big tits.
Yes.
Teeny bit tan, white girl.
Yeah, white girl.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was, I said, she was done making the box cover, the Mark Carrier box cover movies.
This was 97?
97, yeah.
98.
97, 98, right
yeah,
in
that's her, yeah.
So I said to, let's see if we can get Olivia from Jim South.
She was a nice girl, cool.
Yeah, she was fine. She came in and I talked to her and I said, we want to do anal. She says, yeah, I'm cool with that. And I said, what else? What kind of kinky stuff, and she just mentioned, she did girl fisting and stuff, normal stuff like that, I mean, girl fisting is nothing.
Right.
So when she comes on the set, I said, Olivia, we'd like to do some pissing. I'd like to have you piss, and I want to piss on you. And you can piss on me. And she said, oh, it's kind of disgusting. And I said, listen, Olivia, okay. Now I'm already hydrated, so I said, just try this, okay? Just taste it. And we got it perfectly on video. As she goes, I zip, I just give her a little bit. And she goes like this. She goes, hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's okay. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, once the girls... And so then after that, I mean, she was like, wow, she was like, really did some nasty stuff, and I think that...
Like what?
Well, like a lot of piss,
Okay.
right? And she could never piss on set herself, because they get nervous and tightened up. And so I'm doing it, and I'm, throat fucking her, she's vomiting, and, I mean, it's pretty nasty shit, and she's fist fucking herself or trying to, and I'm going at it, and I'm fucking her up the ass in every position that we can think of. And so that was the first time we shot her. No, that was the second time we shot her. No, that was the first. And then she came back and did another scene, and it was this same stuff. But the second scene, she was really kind of whacked out. And I said, "Are you all right?"
Partying or something?
Partying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she was known. So she didn't like the way she was portrayed, and I don't blame her. So, we had a little impasse over that one. But it worked out okay. And to everybody's satisfaction, I had to pay her $10,000, $15,000, something like that.
Really?
Yeah, most expensive scene I ever had.
What happened?
Well, she was going to sue me. And they called it going away trouble. Write her a check and the problem goes away. The problem, it's a disappearing device.
So you did...
I had a pair.
Hardcore anal, or what was it?
Yeah. It's stuff. And she was fucked up, and I was getting pissed off because I was saying, just pull it together, I mean, listen, look at me. How many fingers am I holding up? Here. Easy. Okay? Let's just finish this fucking scene off. And we did, and eventually we worked it out. So it was one of those situations which could have gotten really bad, but because I was, straightforward with her, we worked it out. And of course, the $15,000 didn't hurt none to her.
Yeah.
Hurt me a little bit, but
yeah.
Where's that $15,000 now? Nowhere. It's gone. But let me tell you about the happy girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Because I want to make one statement before you talk about the happy
Please
girls.
do.
Because for me, there was one girl that was one of your girls. And Max's girls that were with him loved him, in my opinion. Right? They seemed like they worshipped you. Right? I mean, that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like that.
Yeah.
Right? But the girl that made me actually fucking, like, my blood boil. Right? Like, I fucking was like, and not every girl does that to me. But she definitely, and I remember walking to Jim South's office her first day, right? and she was insane, talk shit about my shirt, right? She, you know what I mean? I had a nice, like, so what's that, disco shirt, right? It was a nice Dolce & Gabbana dress shirt, right?
Uh-huh.
But she was pretty. She was almost on the verge of beautiful for me, but she was slim, petite, but had a fat pussy, and she was fucking great. I worked with her, of course, a few times. Catalina.
Oh, yeah. You know, Catalina was, she was a wonderful girl.
Unbelievable. I mean, the pussy was bomb as hell.
Yeah,
crazy pussy. I fucked her, did anal with her too. She was great. She was insane. I know she's halfway insane, but as a performer and a girl to work with, for me, she's got to be one of my favorites because she was just great.
Well, I'd like to, she's fantastic. I'd like to correct you though. She wasn't insane.
Okay.
She was light, like helium. It was hard to get a hold of reality for her. Sometimes she was really sharp, but it was always in a good way. But she did have some problems understanding the difference between what was real and what was unreal. And I was a good anchor for her. And we went around the world. We traveled the world and took her to many shows. And she really enjoyed being a porn star. And we have some great pictures from Europe when we were at the show over there. In fact, she took over the Hustler booth at the Berlin show, because it's just her personality, and she was really great, and then she got bored with the business and moved on. Really? But man, what a pleasure to have around. Because I understood how to keep her. I knew, yeah.
Yeah, they're like a sheriff. Yeah. I told you, Paul, you're the sheriff. Yep, last her in, because she was a stallion, maybe, right? Or I mean, she was. Listen, I work with so many girls, right? So many girls. But when you think of a girl, that you work with in the past, and it hits your brain in the back, and your heart beats a little bit, right?
Yes, sure.
Then that girl was one of the special ones. For me, Catalina fucking had my number, right?
Yeah,
yeah, my number, because I just I like and she was cute and almost on the verge of beautiful, but you wouldn't see her walking down the street and say, "Oh, she's a supermodel." But if you look at her and you fuck with her, you might get stuck. You might get stuck in love with her, maybe. So did you?
I can say I loved her.
Yeah.
In my own way, and she thought we were gonna get married at some point.
But she was great.
I didn't talk her out of this idea. I knew it would eventually fade, like everything else does. But Catalina was a beautiful girl. She, as far as I know, she's still beautiful in her own way, and she's living in Southern California, and she got married, and she got what she wanted, and she made a big impression, I think, in the porn world. And the funny thing about Catalina was that she, when I met her at Sanders' house.
Alex Sanders?
Alex Sanders. Okay. She was going to see him for work. And I met her. She was going in and I was coming out because Alex was doing some editing for me. And so I met her and I talked to her and I said, "Alex, who's the girl?" And he said, "No, Max, she's not for you. She couldn't handle your stuff." And it turns out we spent four wonderful years together, that we traveled all over the world and to Europe and to Mexico and it's just wonderful places.
So was that a little bit, or was it a relationship?
Well, yeah, you could say so. Yeah, absolutely. You know, she came over when I needed her, and I have so many movies, so many scenes with her that we never released because there's so many of them. You know, you can only put out so many. So I have many of the best ones put up on max-hardcore.com.
She was great. I mean,
Yeah. You know who else was?
See, it's ironic that I know she was great, huh?
Yes. No, you know, it is. You know, I didn't think you'd remember her. And you remember Layla.
Of course, Layla Rivera.
Layla Rivera.
She liked my brother so much that she made her last name Rivera. I guess that's the story.
Oh, I didn't know that was the story. Yeah. I thought, you know, Bill Margot named a lot of girls. Bill was, you know, Papa Bear for the business.
Oh, Bill was unbelievable. I love that guy.
He worked hard.
Huge part of the business.
Yes.
Huge advocate of mine. What a guy. Help me, you know.
Yeah.
But Layla Rivera was just Layla
Yes.
to start.
Oh, I didn't know
Then
that.
she messed with my brother, I guess. And then she became Layla Rivera. That's the story I heard.
You know,
Anyways.
and the funniest thing I can tell you about her, it's not like a joke, but it's true, is that although she was one of the most affordable girls I ever hired, because I hired her a lot, and we traveled to Europe, Portugal, Spain, Berlin, you name it, and we made so many great movies together. But she always gave me a deal on the price. I always paid her for every scene, of course. But in the end, I said, "You're going to be the most expensive girl I ever hired." And sure enough, nowadays, we still stay in touch. She's out of the business, and she's got a beautiful boy. And anytime she needs money, she says, "Hey, Max."
Really?
Yeah, she texts me up, and I send her, you know, some money because, you know, she's got a boy, you know, and she's got a kid. It's not just her anymore. And I would send it if she was even alone. That you know, it's a regular thing. It's like this little game we play, you know, and people think I'm, you know, like a really bad guy. But if they know me,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think too many guys would continue to send a girl money long after her earning days are past.
Right. No, yeah, right. Who?
I don't know, you know,
Not very many
but
people.
I know this: she was worth it, and she's always been funny, and we got along really well.
When I think about Layla Rivera, I think about a sweet girl.
Yeah,
Sweet, like, you know, when you meet a girl, oh, they're going to be sweet to you, right? Because they want to get something. But there's some girls you meet and you know that their inner spirit is sweet. They're not vindictive, malicious. They're sweet, you know?
I agree.
And that's what, when I think of Layla Rivera, I think of a sweet girl. A girl maybe not totally known, you know, what's going on in the world, navigating her way, because she was young when she started, but a sweet person.
Yeah, she was sweet, and you're right on target when you say not knowing her way. I mean, we would help her in so many ways. Like when she drove over in this wreck of a car with the chain holding the hood closed, right?
Yeah.
You know, and a tire flat. You know, we'd go out and she would be going home, and the tire would be flat. And we obviously took care of it for her, you know.
Yeah.
But she got along. She somehow made it. And then she eventually moved in, and we spent a couple of fine years together. And while she continued to work.
Oh, yeah.
and we're very proud of her that she became a great mother, and you never would have expected it, knowing her back. I mean, she couldn't even take care of herself.
Right. Yeah, navigating her way. But she didn't seem weak to me. She didn't seem weak. You know what I mean? Like
No, she was strong.
She didn't seem like a
She
weak
is
person.
strong.
So I could see her being able to move forward.
Yes.
I mean, some can't. You know?
When it had to be done, Layla could get it done.
Yeah, I liked her. She was cool. And she, you know what? When I think of ladies, I remember she had a tight ass pussy.
Oh yeah,
That was great.
She's got one of the best pussies.
Yeah, right. All right. I'm gonna bring that up right now, okay? Because I'm gonna let you know. I've asked some people on the show, do you understand, right, and appreciate the difference between a good pussy, a great pussy, and an average pussy, or below average? Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference?
Well, beautiful pussy feels just right. However, it feels right, and it just, she's able to put the grip on you. And man, that's the most wonderful thing in the world.
Right? Wet too, of course,
Yeah.
Those combinate and hot. When it's hot, wet, and gripping with the walls, wall to wall, all the way in.
Yes.
Which is not the way it always is.
No, very rare, in fact.
Very rare. So, right, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So you know the difference.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about them. Tell me who, in your opinion, and you're being put on the spot, had the best pussy of those girls, of the Max's girls.
I don't want to play favorites, but Catalina was right up there, and Layla. And let's go back a couple of years before that. There was Barbie Angel, who was pretty much strictly a Max Hardcore girl.
Who's that girl behind us?
Yes, that's Barbie Angel.
I didn't get any of that.
Yeah. No, she came in pretty early, around 97, 98, and we traveled the world. And she just had this sweet pussy. You could just cup the lips.
Puffy.
They're puffy and smooth. No meat, no hanging meat.
I don't like hanging meat. You don't like it either?
No.
All right. Give me a pound. Give me a pound.
Oh, no.
All right. I like it nice and pretty and smooth.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
Some people like big hanging fucking curtains.
It's a big world, so whatever you want. But, because I'm into the camera, what the camera sees. What the camera has got to see the point, what I call the point of impact. And the cleaner and more, how do you put this? The less material there is, you can see just exactly the point of impact. And that's a beautiful thing. That's what people want to see. If it's obscured, say, by a thigh or a meaty pussy, it's difficult to shoot. That's my primary consideration. So before I got into the business, it didn't make any difference to me. But when I looked with a critical eye on the photography and the video, I said, we got to clean that up. Which is why do the girls take their lips and pull them open? So you can see the point of impact. And that, of course, led to the gaping butthole, which I pretty much developed around that same time, 96, 97. We started gaping.
Are you the inventor of the gape?
Well, in fact, the first time I had seen it, it was almost like an accident. And I don't know who the performer was. I mean, Jamie Gillis, I'm not sure. He was just going at it and in and out. And one time the butthole stayed open.
Jamie Gillis?
Yeah, I think
this is an old porno or?
Yeah, it was an old porn movie. The girl's was had a lot of fur on it, but the butthole was just caught, and it was an accidental thing, I'm certain. But the butthole stayed open. Maybe the way it was supported, I'm not sure. And there was an open, gaping butthole. And I said, well, that's kind of cool. Well, let's make an effort to try to do that. And then I can't say I invented it, but I certainly perfected it.
You didn't invent it, but were you the first? Because I'm going to call it the way it is. Because I invented a lot of things in porno. They don't give me the credit for it, period. But I'm going to call it the way it is. Are you the first one to really start taking photos and showing it off?
As far as I know, yes.
So you could be the inventor.
Yes. I didn't see everybody's work, but I didn't. I know this. Several years went by before I saw anybody else make a concerted effort to get that shot. Before that, pile driver, hardly ever used prior to 1995.
For anal?
For anything.
Oh, I did a lot of pile driver. They made me do a lot of pile driver.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
It seemed to be the primary conditions were doggy and missionary.
Doggy, missionary, cowgirl, reverse cowgirl.
And cowgirl. Yeah, and reverse, and even not so much reverse cowgirl.
Because some people sucked.
Yeah.
And spoon. There was a 5 that were basics.
Yeah, so we really got the pile driver working with the gape, because it was very easy now with the camera over the shoulder to come down and get that. And because what I wanted was, I wanted that gape with the girl's face in the shot, because I feel that a mechanical porno where just piston action isn't that stimulating unless you can see the girl's eyes and that the girl is enjoying it, enraptured by it, or doesn't like whatever. As long as she's got some emotion and it's in the shot, the same frame of shot, that's, to me, is interesting.
Yeah, I have the same mentality, even though I do want close-ups in my, movies, but I would always want to make sure so many times that I'm not so much anal, but the pussy and the face and the emotion you can see, especially if you got a round ass, you want to see that round ass doggy style, have her turned over. I mean, I had my shots set, and it's very important, because without just having a close-up, what the fuck is that? It's like, you might not even know whose it is.
It's just a mechanical thing. It doesn't mean anything to me.
But you still need a close-up.
Yeah, well, we were able to frame, especially in pile driver, we were able to frame the face and the gape into a very small field of view. And
pitch it a little bit, and then boom.
Essentially, it was a close-up, except instead of just having the ass and pussy in there and the piston action, open it up just a little bit more with the right angle, and then you can see the eyes in there, because the eyes are a window to the soul, and that really gets my blood boiling.
Buck Adams used to love. Remember Buck?
Yeah, Buck, poor guy. He dropped dead in a parking lot. Man.
Oh, really? In a parking lot? I didn't know.
Yeah, going to Wicked or one of the two.
Horrible. He was my room. He was my roommate. He came over one time and said, "Can I stay the night?" Right? He stayed for 6 months. Anyways, he used to say, "I love his girl's eyes. It's all about the eyes." So he had that same idea, right, about the eyes. I was like, I'm all about the pussy, right? But he's like all about the eyes. So, it has a lot of value, of course.
Well, the eyes with the action, that's where it's at. It's because every face looks, you instantly know who somebody is through the face, but you don't know somebody through piston pumping action. it's just more interesting. At least I think so. And of course, nowadays everybody's doing it. Like, as example, I look at the camera, darling. I would often say early on, and I get the girl looking while she's sucking dick or getting fucked, and to me that was exciting. Yeah. Okay, because I would say to the girl, "You're not fucking me." Okay, I'm just a stand-in here. Okay, I'm just the lumber. You're fucking the guy watching. And the guy watching is in that lens right there. So I want your eyes to be looking at that lens the whole time. In fact, we got a little sticker on it that says, smile. Look here, smile.
Really?
Yeah.
You put a smile?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And and also to take it one step further, to talk to the guy at home. You like watching me getting fucked? Don't you love my meaty little pussy, baby? Oh, I wish you were here. I want to suck your dick so bad. To me, that was exciting.
Oh, that's great.
Right? What it did was what they call broke down the wall of the performers as being separated, that they don't acknowledge that they are performers. They're just performing a natural act. But I broke down the wall and got the viewer involved in a way that he'd never experienced it before. And that took off, and of course you can see nowadays everybody's doing it.
When I was shooting my movies, I always made sure the girls was, especially with a close-up, but yeah, I understand. Was looking in the camera.
Even if they're not saying anything, as long as they're looking in the camera, because then they're looking at the viewer.
But having them say something, that's humongous.
Yeah.
It gets your brain stimulated.
It does.
Yeah. So back to these pussies, right? So this girl, you had Catalina, Layla, which had a tight-ass pussy, but I thought Catalina's might have been just a touch better, and then I didn't have sex with this girl. So these are the three best pussies?
Yeah, it's a judgment call. I tell you what, I like to put it to you this way. Okay, whatever pussy I was with that day,
with the best?
That's the best pussy.
Well, you know what I'm saying. We're being real.
Yeah, but no, those were three of the best. They had the puffy pussies.
I love puffy pussies.
Love puffy pussies. Yes.
I love puffy pussies.
You felt like licking them. You could look. I'm not famous for going down on girls. A pussy really has to be perfect, looking good.
Right. Everything.
That puffy pussy with just the smallest little inner lip of it's just so beautiful.
Right.
The inner lips that are just perfect and pink and and it drips right down the crack of the ass.
Wow. Yeah, that's nice.
I know. I've never licked an ass before. Before I had like Layla or Catalina or Barbie Angel in this because they deserved it. So I loved doing it. And sometimes we left it in the scene. We wanted to make Max, into a tough guy, but
dominant.
It's all. I don't want to blow anybody's ideas of me, but I just believe that, I'm just a regular guy doing above average work. That's all. I'm not like some Superman, and getting that across to some people is like not too easy, but people that know me know I'm intense. Yeah. I work hard. I like working hard. Yeah. I like getting up in the morning early,
What time you get up?
Usually around 5:30.
Unbelievable.
6 o'clock I'll get up. And when I do have a dog, I got a dog now, I walk him first thing in the morning and have breakfast and get going, So when you start by 7:30, you get a lot of shit done.
Fuck yeah! Day. I need help getting up earlier. But
well, you might have a different clock.
Yeah, but I understand. The
If
mornings
you
are
work
beautiful.
late- if you work late, I like working in the morning. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
You know, if a guy likes working late, that's fine too.
Well, it's better though. You get more done. The old saying holds water: early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Yes.
That's I believe it.
Yeah, it's true.
In general, on average.
Yes.
So, this question: so you have these 3 girls that you were kind of dating, right?
Yeah.
Were there more, or just those are the main ones?
Those were the main ones that I'd like to put my finger on and highlight. Into these girls. Like, I knew Kitty Young, but I never dated her. I knew a lot of these girls, and always friendly. Hey, do you want to go out, hang out, and do some stuff?
So fucking them off camera?
No, very seldom.
Very seldom.
Yeah,
If they, if they want, yeah.
if they want, yeah, if we were in the right situation. But see, I looked at it this way. You know, once I got in and was really cooking in the business, if I'm going to fuck a girl, I want it on film. Because you never know what can happen. This could be a great scene.
You don't want to ruin it.
Right? Yeah, and so it could be, you know, you want to have this recorded for history, you know, whether you put it out or not, you know. So a lot of the scenes that I did was like, we would go to, you know, one of your typical Hollywood parties for the industry, XRCO. You know, pick up a girl. Hey, let's go to my place and hang out. And then if we fuck, I would film it. You know, and that's another good reason not to drink, because when you drink, it takes the edge off your abilities.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah. There's been a couple, but nothing really marginal.
I want to know, you know, because those, like I said, Catalina is, you know, I thought was fucking hot, right?
She is hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Were you fucking the girls all? I mean, so that's your relationship. It's kind of a personal, but were you fucking her all the time? Since she's your girlfriend, off camera, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we'd have sex in some crazy places too, like, you know, and the toilets of aircraft, you know, moving aircraft. Right. I mean, it was a lot of fun. And back before 2001, Catalina came in around 2001, 2002. I can't remember exactly, but you know, that was airlines were wide open. You know, man, we were shooting whole movies on a commercial aircraft.
Isn't it crazy, Paul, that, or Max, the people's mentality has been flipped, right? It's like people wanted to be part of the Mile High Club, right?
Right.
And now if have any idea of being part of the Mile High Club, you're going to be executed. Executed on the spot, right? I mean, it's like, what happened? So this is not this show, but
yeah.
But we know that once upon a time, it was cool.
It was cool.
You have sex. Hey, we're having fun. Life is fun. We're free.
Such great movies. Every girl that I took on a plane, made it into the Mile High Club. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, crazy girls too, like Summer Love. You know, she was about as crazy as they come, but in a good way. She wouldn't have been around for long. But one of the newest girls that I got,
Naomi?
Yeah, is Naomi Angel.
Uh-huh.
And she was really a rave rebel. You know, she's into dancing and...
Party, that's kind of like an ecstasy type?
Yeah, but no, I don't know how many... If she was really doing drugs, she just really enjoyed the music, especially dubstep. And she became a DJ, and... but Jim, I met her through Jim, and she just had done a little work with Marco Pilati.
Oh, yeah?
Good guy.
So that's 2005 or 6?
No. This is just let me see. When I first movie was 2016, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, so not that long ago, and then we went on for about 2 years, and she was really great. Had that perfect one little hand pussy.
Oh, God bless the fat pussies.
Yes, just puffy, beautiful, skinny as a rail.
Which makes it accentuates the pussy even more.
I like that when the girl's hips are together and she's standing together with her feet together on the floor, and you go up in there and there's a gap between the spine, and you see the pussy
hanging down.
Yeah.
Really, the more it hangs down, the more crazy. I guess since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I see him in the bikinis. I said, "What the fuck?"
I remember those. Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful.
So she had this perfect pussy, and she had a good attitude. We never became like boyfriend or girlfriend or anything, but she shot for me a lot, and she'd never done anything. And then one day I asked her, I says, "You want to try anal?" And she says, "Yeah, okay." And we did it, and she never got fucked up the ass before, and it was like, wow, for her and for me. And
because it was good.
Yeah. Naomi Angel, and I've got a couple of scenes on my site, max-hardcore.com, that you can see her.
Let's make one point about anal sex. See if you feel the same way I feel about anal sex. Since, I did a lot of anal scenes, maybe 500, probably, which is a good amount, right?
That's a lot of scenes.
Finding a girl's ass that is really prime, right? And you feel wall to wall silk and velvet, in my opinion, is almost similar to the pussies.
Oh, yeah.
It's not every girl has it.
No, a lot of times they get, especially if they do a lot of anal, it gets distressed. I call it distressed. It gets, like almost like having hemorrhoids and stuff. And it can be overworked, just like anything in your body.
But bomb pussies are genetical. So a good ass is probably similar.
Yeah. It's clean. It's perfect around. It just gives you a little kiss. And it's smooth.
All the way in.
Yeah.
Right? It's not so many, right?
I wouldn't say it's very how can I put this better? I'm kind of stumbling on my words here, but I would say it is a rare thing, and not even half the girls that I've worked with in anal have that beauty, have that ability, have that beautiful touch, that feeling. It's really special. And if it's clean, it doesn't smell at all. I really enjoy it. But the pussy is definitely the best.
So you're a pussy guy too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great. See, so Max Hardcore is a character, and he lives up to what he's doing, his name, a lot of anal sex. I mean, because it's hardcore, right? But did you do a lot of hardcore pussy sex too? I mean, did you open the girls up with spatulas or something?
Yeah. What we do sometimes is we use speculums, like a doctor's medical speculums, and there's two kinds that we can use. One's a plastic see-through and has a light attached to it, so that when the pussy is opened up, a light is in there, and you can see how beautiful and pink it is. It could also be used for the ass too, but the pussy is beautiful because it's made for it, and it looks pink and perfect. And if I'm fucking the ass and I've got a speculum in the pussy, you can actually see the stroke going in and out of the ass through the wall that separates the two
thin
canals.
walls.
Yeah.
And you see it pop up or something.
Yeah, it pops up.
It was kinky.
It's kinky, yeah. As far as like hardcore, that's how I consider that to be hardcore. Now, in recent times, we've taken it to another level, okay? Because we're always learning things, And I know that a lot of girls like getting spanked. It turns out that a lot of girls like getting slapped, as long as it's not too often or too hard. Okay, same thing as they like being choked as well. They like being dominated.
There's an art to choking.
Yes.
Not trying to hurt the girl.
No, you want to get them to the state of ecstasy.
Exactly.
And that is, if that's your goal, then I think that we've succeeded pretty well. Now, one of the things we do now with the slapping in the face, and this might kind of blow some people's minds into thinking this is all real. Hey, we're making movies here. And I always emphasize to guys that are watching these things that they're staged. They're staged events. They've got a story that more or less we're trying to adhere to with dialogue, and they're not real events. So, I mean, I wouldn't pick up a girl at a bar and, start banging her in the bathroom and start slapping her across the face. I mean, that's going to take you to a place you don't want to be that night.
Right. To jail. But
so we slap them, right? And but okay, now here's the trick. Everybody knows the Three Stooges. Okay,
I love
they were
guys.
the masters of disaster, right? And what they were really good at, their team, was that they used sound effects as good as any. But Laurel and Hardy did the same thing. And so when we slap the girls, they're not actually landing blows that are that hard, but we augment the blows with sound effects.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And we match it up, and so it looks like, wow, this girl's really getting slapped stupid here. But let me tell you that no whores were injured in the making of this movie. Okay, at least not much. It's not what people think, And the girls are having a good time. They like being performers. They really do. So that's hardcore. It looks hardcore. I can tell you that, You remember Asia, the little Asian girl? She was one of the best. She could take a beating, but she was also a good performer.
Was this about in the 2000s?
No, I'd say 2008 or so.
7, 8?
Yeah, 7, 8. A little Asian girl, probably about this big. Well, she was
hell of a nice girl.
Real nice.
I remember her perfectly. She worked for me a lot.
Yeah.
Great.
So she would take the slapping, and she'd do anything that you wanted her to do.
She was the best.
And to come up with lines like crazy stuff like, well, I'll say, well, have you learned your lesson? Yes, I have. I want my mommy.
She did? She came out with it?
She just came out. Where the hell did she get that line from? I didn't script it for her, but she was wonderful, and I really enjoyed her, working with her. And we were able to get a couple of new girls from gym, with Naomi Angel being one of them, and then through Robert and Bud Lee at 101 Modeling, along with their partner out of Florida, Brian at AMA Modeling. They've been really good to us, and I really appreciate the help that they've given me. And we shot a girl named Ava Parker. And Ava was really special in that she had a completely furry pussy, which I hardly ever use. But I thought, it's something different. Who cares? Let's make the most of it. Oh, you got a fuzzy pussy. Do you wash dishes with that?
Brillo?
Yeah, we're just joking around, but it's funny on the set, and it keeps the thing going. And she was so good, and then, pow, just like that, she's gone out of the business. Only a few months, but she was so good at what she did. We did 5 scenes in one day with her. Short, not the full length, not like an hour and a half for each scene, I know what we need. We need about 20 to 30 minutes of every scene.
So,
and then move on to the next one.
Because I'm curious, one of my questions I had written down is, I know what it takes to do production. You've seen me at your house renting, doing my orgies, where I would be there 8 hours, 10 hours shooting an orgy scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, and I want to make sure I got what everything I can get, But were your scenes long? Because I thought you put a lot of production into them?
Originally, when we started out in the 90s, remember, we're just coming off of the feature film way of making movies in the 80s and 90s.
Fairly quick scenes.
Yeah, so instead of a long setup, we'd make a walk-on, a landing, the place that you're going to perform, and then we just get right down to business. And we introduce through the meet and greet, there's the walk-on, the meet and greet, which is a discussion, how you picked up the girl, where you picked up the girl, the who, what, where, when, and why. Okay, why are you here? Who is the girl? How did it come about?
It's almost like acting 101.
Yes. And we roll right into the scene, and then we'll roll out maybe 30 minutes of tape. And then we cut that 30 minutes into 2 scenes, part 1 and part 2. Because who's got more than 15 minutes for a scene? Why do you need to? You can have 2 pop shots in one movie. Or you can recycle the first pop shot that you do and recycle it. And we always shoot with 2 cameras so we can make it look like a different one. And that's just a little bit of cinema magic right there. And that's how that works for us. I'm not saying other people do it, but we do it that way. And then we'll immediately go right back into makeup and right back, and the next outfit is ready, and then we go and go forward and into scene 2, etc.
Is that like an hour-long scene, 30 minutes long, or
30 minutes of tape.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
No, 30 minutes for each scene.
Right.
So we'll shoot five scenes. So we got 2.5 hours.
So you're not breaking your body and spirit into hell shooting long scenes.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, because you can get...
No, and some people still do these long scenes, and who's got time? When you see a video, okay, you're looking, here's a YouTube, and it's just a little thing, not a discussion like we're having, because there's a lot of detail, but it's just a fuck scene, for Christ's sakes. You don't need an hour and 30 minutes of one scene and one girl. Who's got time for that? Where's the good part? So you're looking for 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. You got every position that you want, whatever you want, and boom.
You know what?
And you're done.
I think also, psychologically speaking, the human mind and body might not appreciate too much of something, right? It's kind of weird. Because if you
you get bored with it.
No, if you're, or video, but I'm talking all the way around. Food, the pussy, most of the time, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A car, you just need a little bit of it So you stay motivated and interested in that idea or subject or car or pussy, right? So when you get a little bit of pussy and it's a bomb, you want more. You're like dying for more. But if you get overdosed in it, you're done. So if you give somebody too much of a scene, they could get bored.
Yeah, and things got to pop.
On average.
They got to have spark. They got to move. We get in, we get out. That's one of Layla's saying. We get in, we do our job, and we get the fuck out. And it's under 30 minutes. And sometimes we can even get it done in 20 minutes.
That's incredible. My scenes for my company, long. But long. You obviously seen 8 to 10 hour orgies, but all the scenes, but we're trying to do all the big ass and showing.
Orgies are an entirely different thing.
Yeah. No, but even the boy-girl scenes.
So much more to see. Now, the boy-girl scenes, I think that they can.
But we show the ass, 20 minutes of showing the ass. But anyways, that's my company. But let me ask you this question. How many objects and different objects have you shoved up girls' asses?
Not that many, really. I mean, sometimes we use a dildo, speculum. I remember one time, but this was like a one-off. We used, she was playing a cheerleader, so we put her pom-poms up her ass while I'm fucking her in the pussy.
Wow.
Yeah,
because they got little holders or something?
They got little handhold, right? So we could stick that in there, and but that was a one-off. I think I did that maybe a couple of times with different girls. But not that many things, really. No, that's it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Lots of cock, though. Lots of cock.
Do you like the girls giving you blowjobs?
Yeah. So what I like to do is, I pretty much perfected throat fucking. We started that, and I just said, listen.
Is that you?
Yeah.
You think perfected, or did you pioneer it? Or
I didn't see it before me.
No?
Because what I would do is I would say, darling, don't touch it with your lips. You're not sucking a cock. You open your mouth, and I'm fucking your skull. Okay? You got it. No, what do you mean? Okay, you're not sucking the cock. You're just getting skull fucked, throat fucked, however you want to put it, but you're not using your lips to suck the cock. Not that sucking cock is bad in any way. It's just we use it early in the scene. She'll start, but then after a little bit, then we start throat fucking, and that works good, and it has impact. And the video, it's like whoa. Wow. And now, of course, everybody does it.
Right. So what year was that you started doing that?
Oh, Christ, who knows? Right away.
90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, right away. Once I got comfortable and knowing that the girls were there for the job, because you remember back then, I mean, we'd get all these oddball girls that, what's this girl even doing in your office, Jim? This is not a porn proof.
Right.
But it worked. She didn't know how to suck cock until you sold her how to suck cock, right?
All right.
You can do anal? Yeah. Okay.
The thing is that some girls came into Jim's office, strangely enough, that were virgins.
Yeah, right.
Right? And that's what the people don't know. It's a very strange dynamics.
What is she doing here? I asked Jim, I said, what is Naomi Angel? She don't belong in this business. She's a rave rebel, a rave girl, a dance girl, they put on all the sparkly outfits and shit.
You. Oh, so she's dancing maybe in like a little cubicle or something on a stage or something? Yeah,
she could do, that's go-go dancing. And then they have raves where they play the rhythmic music, and they'd play the same beat over and over and then slowly change it. And this would kind of put you into a trance, right? and a lot of people like it. I mean, they have big festivals. They have the Burning. Maybe you've heard of the Burning Man Festival out in the desert. Okay. Well, basically, a lot of people get together, and it's a concert, but they'll have various stages, and then they have a carnival out there. You know, at the big.
I've heard of these huge raves, right?
Yeah.
I've heard of them. I just don't know the names, but I know what you're saying. They
Yeah.
sell a lot of stuff in them. Sometimes they go 2 or 3 days, right?
Yes, exactly.
And
right.
big money being made.
Coachella.
Right.
Right?
Coachella. In Vegas had some. I
Yes.
heard big money involved. Huge monies.
Huge
involved
money
in
is
these.
involved.
Millions per rave.
Yes.
Big raves. Millions upon
Huge.
millions. Huge.
So that was her thing. I don't know what the fuck she was doing in this business, but Marco Pilati got a hold of her somehow, and I talked to Marco all the time, and then Jim got her, and then I said, "Who's this Angel?" And took her, and she's like, when you watch her, it's like she's such a good actress. She's just like looking at the camera the whole time, saying just the right things that are funny yet sexy at the same time, and just beautiful. It's hard to describe. I wouldn't want to like attempt to portray her. You just have to see the movies that she's in, and
Pretty girl?
Gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to check her out then.
Yeah.
Say your name one more time.
Naomi Angel.
Okay.
And she's at max-hardcore.com.
Check her out. I'm going to check her out. She's got the fat pussy too.
Oh, she's got a beautiful pussy.
Which girl had the best ass? Since we were talking about asses, we got off that. Which one had the best ass, you think?
You know, it's hard to say. Olivia was right in there. I mean, an ass. If a girl's got big tits, huge, nice, blown up knockers, and she's got an ass to match that, to kind of give it the same weight, and a real skinny waist. So Olivia probably had one of the best asses I've ever seen.
No, but I mean the asshole. Remember we were talking about the best ass, best feeling ass.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Again, the same girls. The same reason I stuck around with Layla Rivera and Barbie Angel, Naomi Angel, and all the rest of them.
Catalina.
Yeah, and Catalina.
Those.
Great, wonderful.
So those 3, but Catalina might have been just a little bit above.
Yeah, I'd say Catalina was right there above. And I want to tell you something about Catalina too, that people should know. She was not. Her mind was a little bit not quite normal, not in a bad way. I'm just saying. She wasn't quite grounded 100%. So she had a little episode where she, her time in the business was winding down, and she could always come over for me, but she had an episode one day where she was out on her front lawn waiting for somebody, and their parents came out and said, "What are you waiting for?" I said, "I'm waiting for Prince Charming to come and get me, my husband here." And I think she was talking about me. I'm not sure, but the next thing I heard was that she would confined for 72 hours in institution where they evaluated her. And I'd never known her to be a danger to herself or to others. I knew she wasn't. But she was in this institution in Oxnard. And of all the people that she worked for and all the people that she knew, I was the only person that came from LA out to see her to offer her comfort and help her out. And then she had a meeting. We had a meeting with the doctors on another occasion, and they were evaluating her, and she was kind of going off on a tangent about, the rocket ships and the aliens and stuff like that, and kind of like stuff that you hear on late night radio. But I said, look, Doc, she's not a danger to herself. I've known her for years. She wouldn't step on an ant if she could avoid it. She's really a good girl, and she just needs maybe some therapy. I wouldn't even say she needed, Catalina would need any medication. I don't think that's a good way to go, because it kind of dulls you, when you take that medication for psychotic.
And she had a little sharpness to her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but she was a beautiful woman, and I would do anything for her. In fact, later on, I continued to send her money until she stopped asking. But I was the only guy, and I didn't feel like I had to do it. It was the right thing to do. When a woman gives you that much from her heart and her soul, I mean, that's the least a man can do. And so I did it. And I didn't think about it at all. I didn't think about it as an obligation. It was something that any right-thinking individual would do.
That's nice. I mean, we know that in this business it's a little rough sometimes on women and men, because men have committed suicide too. So we know that it gets rough. So it's nice of you to do that.
People look at things a lot of different ways. Well-grounded people are, if you don't have any problems where you're up and down all the time and you're level thinking, you're a lucky person. You really are. And I when I meet somebody who's not, I try to give them good advice as I see it. Like I really tried to help out Brandon Iron, who I don't know if you heard what happened to him.
I heard.
So before I knew he was troubled, and so I talked to him, and it was beyond my ability to help him.
You talked to him from Europe, or this is before?
Yeah, I
that?
talked to him when he was here, and then when he went to Europe, we chatted back and forth, and I said, hold it together. It's not as bad as you think. That things will get better, and he didn't feel that things would get better.
When was the last time you talked to him compared to when he committed suicide?
I would say probably a month.
Wow.
I mean, we chatted fairly regularly. I tried to, because I knew he was in trouble, and I tried to give him some guidance, but he needed more than I was able to give him. I'm not a doctor, I just knew the man was in trouble, and I was trying to give him a pat on the back, a hug, whatever it is, that we all need, we all need the validation that we're doing something, that we're getting somewhere. And he just couldn't shake it. And we lost a good man. We lost a good soldier when he committed suicide. So Brandon Irons was a good man.
Nice. He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
When you hired these girls, Max, did you go through the steps?
Yes.
Almost like a preview or review of what you were going to do during the scenes?
Yeah, here's what we did. Okay, so we had both an intro interview and an exit interview. In the interview, we went through all the things that we can do, we would like to do. what would you like to do? Please check off yes or no if you have any questions. And I would go through them. Would you like to have regular sex? I took nothing for granted.
So just like we're sitting here together,
Yeah.
you would go through the list with them.
Yeah, I said no.
After they checked it.
Yeah, when we sat down, okay, thanks for coming over. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for showing up on time. And now we're going to go, and I'm going to explain to you, because often it's not you're a new girl. I would explain, these are the things that we were going to do. Okay, we're going to have blowjob. Okay. We're going to have regular vaginal sex. I would like to have anal sex. Are you okay with that? Yes, no. Okay. If they would say no, I would always ask them, how about if I would give you another $100 or whatever seemed appropriate at the time? And we'd go through. So she would know from a factual standpoint what we're going to do. Then, once we get this out of the way, then I would show them an example on video of how a scene goes. There's the walk-on. There's the meet and greet. There's the, for lack of a better term, there's the throwdown. In other words, where you actually hit the location that you're going to have the sex on: couch, bed, chair, floor, next to the pool, on top of a roof, wherever the fuck it's going to be. And then the kind of sex that we're going to have. Okay, here's number one. Okay, now here's number two. You see how she's looking at the camera. We want you looking at the camera. Okay, I got it. Once they seemed to get it, or if they knew all this, we'd make an abbreviated version of it, and then we would be ready to proceed. Then I would give them dialogue. Not so much a story. That's, generally speaking, it's too much. Just a reason why you met. I met her at the rave. I met her at the beach. I met her at the mall. We met here. We met there. We met in the park. We met at the lake. Wherever it is that we met, and we hit it on, because this is what guys want to know. How did you arrive at this yellow couch? Mm-hmm. And that's how. It's so nice to see you. I'm glad I met you at the beach. Mm-hmm. And she would have on a bikini. And then here's some suggested dialogue for you. And then we would go through that. Mister, I've never done anything like that before. Oh, that feels good. Do you like watching me suck a cock? Now she's talking to the audience, right? Oh, I wish you were here so I could suck your cock while I'm getting fucked in the ass right now. Yeah, it seems silly, but it works. And it's down, when it's a new girl, it's down to their level, and we're able to hit the ground running. Fine, next step, makeup and outfit. Sometimes we'd have a makeup artist. Sometimes the girl would be able to do it herself. Hair, makeup, and a cute little outfit that's appropriate for the scene. Bikini, racer outfit, cut off jeans, and the Daisy Dukes, and the crop top, whatever it is, appropriate to the scene. And we would talk to them. We'd rehearse this dialogue while they're getting ready, so they'd know, and they're able to feel very comfortable in the scene. Some girls get this really well. Other girls, they seem distracted and they're not able to get it. So even though they'll nod, yeah, I got it, they really don't. We do the best we can. We meet in the middle, and we hope to get the hottest scene that we can do based on the amount that she's prepared to give and the focus that she has on the scene. My focus is absolute. All I'm thinking about at this point is getting that job done and making it look good and cutting the angles for the camera. And then, of course, after you've done a lot of scenes, you know the position that you know where you got to put your leg. You know how you got to hold the girl. You know these things. It just comes natural. So your focus is absolute. My focus is absolute. And right into the scene. And that's how we're able to get them done in 30 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. That beginning part, once that's out of the way, that takes about 30 minutes. Once that's out of the way, man, we can just fly for the rest of the day. But like I was saying, some girls just don't get it, or they've got some problems on their mind that prevent them from focusing.
Yeah.
Right? And
boyfriends, anything.
Yeah. Boyfriend fights that they had, and different things that make them unable or unwilling to go with the program.
We should let the people know that may not know is that the shooting sex is not always as easy as it looks.
Oh, it's never as easy as it looks.
Because the psychological, and the chemistry between two people, it's not as easy as it looks.
No, it's not at all. In fact, it can be downright aggravating when you're working with a girl who doesn't want to be there and just wants to get the money and run. And in fact, I think maybe now is a good time to bring it up. I felt that way with Brianna Banks. She showed up twice. We shot her, but and the first time went okay. I felt, but she was reserved, so I would push harder to get the required action. But it kind of backfired. By pushing too hard, you can actually have a negative effect on a girl's performance. What I didn't know at the time was all the difficulty she was having with her boyfriend. And
may I ask you?
Yes.
What year it was? Was it when she first started, or was
it was when she first started?
Was she Mirage then, or was she Brianna Banks?
Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah, she was Mirage, and then right after that, she turned into Brianna Banks, and she, I guess she handled it as best she could, but I was just getting aggravated by her lack of focus, and so. In one way, I would be like, by pushing harder, I was trying to get the desired effects, but like I say, it backfired because I didn't know all the things that she was having. Problems with, like, for instance, somebody trying to break into her boyfriend, I guess, trying to break into her house by breaking her window, and a lot of stuff was going bad, and I guess she actually hit him with a car. And this was before the second scene that we worked, and she wasn't there. And so it was very difficult. And had she explained the things that she was going through, I would have been better prepared to deal with it. I wanted to. It's in everybody's interest. The more you get, the better you get together, you get along, the more heat you're going to be able to put on to the movie.
And when she was Mirage, I personally thought she was gorgeous.
I thought she was gorgeous, and she had a good look, and she liked posing, but when it came to the work, and the first scene actually went good at first, but it just went too long for her. That was my fault. I can be blamed for a lot of things, and one of the things I learned from that one was a girl's only got an attention span and a physical ability to go so far, and then she just loses that energy. Mm-hmm. And even though she was performing okay, we had lost the magic. Probably starting out at the level that we did was not easy for her. We started the scene over in a public park in the men's room of a public, standard men's room of a public park, and we went and over there, and it was tough. We worked hard, and I don't know at what point things started going down, but it was not an easy day for her, or me, or the crew.
This is a fact of porno and, relatively new actresses, you know what I mean? And maybe even seasoned girls, mm-hmm. right? The fact is that not everybody is attracted to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And so when you're doing a scene, if one person's not attracted to the other during a scene, but they're doing it for money, or, they think they might do okay or be attracted, but it doesn't work because not all the chemicals work together. It's very strange of the bodies, they come together.
Yes.
So that shows on camera a lot, and it's hard to avoid a lot of times. Somebody might not like me when I did scenes, you know what I mean? I've seen some girls that go like this. And I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just like, what the hell is going on, right? And I was a nice looking guy in good shape. After when I started doing my own production, right?
Right.
But I work with mostly professional girls in the day, right? But I've seen crazy shit on the sets where people don't always like each other. They like what they like. They're attracted to what they're attracted to.
Right.
And that makes it hard to do good work. And as a producer, director, and, distributor, you of course want to get the pretty girls to do a good job because you're in it to make money and do good work. And that is the reality, and that's the truth.
That's the truth.
So,
yeah, you can definitely going to put in a lot more heat, generate a lot more heat out of a scene where you really like the guy or the girl, and that's why you did so well, because the girls liked you. All the top guys are like that. The girls like them, mm-hmm. and then you're able to succeed. I don't think I had that chemistry with Brianna, but I've had it with plenty of other girls that it worked out really good. And so it's a percentage, it's a numbers game. You're going to run into a situation where, at least from my position, the odds weren't stacked in our favor, and I overcompensated and fucked up things even worse. And nowadays she says, well, it was a really bad day for me. Probably, but it didn't have to be. It could have, had we gotten along on a more professional level, for sure. We're going to do it. We're going to get along a whole lot better. So some girls, man, I just can't wait to get the fuck out of there. And I know you've been there. Brianna wasn't one of them, but for sure, and I can't think of it because I tend to forget things that I don't like quicker than the things that I do like. So anyway, moving forward.
Okay. Did you pay the girls a premium price?
Well, if it was a top star, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I paid the rate.
800, 1,000.
Yeah, 8 to 1,200. But sometimes, if I really wanted a pretty girl, I would pay a little bit more than her rate to get the incentive going there. Like some girls would say, well, I don't want to work with Max because I have this reputation as being a hard ass, even though I'm not. But the reputation persists. And it's true, I've lost my cool on a set or two. Okay, but generally speaking, I'm one of like, well, yeah, I'll just get quiet. You know, I won't show any exterior anger. I try not to anyway, if a thing isn't going right. But I will pay a little bit more. For instance, I want anal. A girl hasn't done it. Well, and I think it's a reasonable question to ask. From me to her across the table or on a set, if I gave you $300, would you take it up the ass?
Extra.
Extra, yes, extra to whatever her rate was. Say her rate was $1,000
or $1,200. Now it's $1,500.
Yeah, now it's 15. So if she said yes, great. If not, I haven't lost anything. And it's worked a couple of times. I don't know if you remember, the rates keep going up, but the cost of production is exceeding the cost of return, the rate of return in a lot of cases. But the girls' rates never go down. I have not quite figured that one out. But back when we started, in 92, we were paying the girls $150 to $200 for a scene.
So, I wasn't hiring girls. I was just working as an actor, but I was getting paid $150 to $250 a scene.
Yeah, and that's what
$300 sometimes, but I was happy as hell, right?
Yeah.
Economy was different, though.
Way different.
There's a lot of inflation since then.
Yeah, but the prices never come down with the girls. And I haven't quite figured that one out, but it's the way it is, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going over it.
I guess it's harder. That's all. We had a beautiful time. We're in a beautiful place.
Yeah.
In history and time, the Wild West. Wild West is gone.
The Wild West.
Now it's taken over by
corporate America.
Other lawful, unlawful people, right? Yeah. But here's a crazy question. All right. This was something that you ready for this one? Brace yourself for this one. Where is the body buried?
Which one?
Remember there was some type of story, I'm sure it's a story, going around that a girl showed up to Max's house and she was never seen again.
I recall something like that, but it didn't really settle in. But I could say, we got a big hill, so let's just leave it at that. I lived on a big mountain up there, with a lot of trails. But people blame me for like a girl would work for me and quit the business, and that is just total horseshit. They come back and they'd meet Manuel or they'd meet Peter North or you, and they'd say, "Hey, I want to work with this guy. He's kind of cute." Yeah, it's no substitute for being a good-looking guy in this business. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, it helps. All right, let's ask this question. If you could take any of the stars, right, like the bigger stars in our time, or maybe even now or a little before, so 90s to now, right, and put them in your movies, some weren't attainable, right?
Yeah. Like
Raquel Darrian, you're not getting her in your movie.
Oh, yeah, Raquel Darrian, shit.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Jenna, you're not getting her in your movie.
No.
Right? You're not getting probably Kylie Ireland either. Maybe at the older time, but whoever else was exciting, Janine, Linda Meyer, or
Janine was
right?
great, and we were friends too.
She was cool as hell.
She's cool as hell.
But which girl would you want to give the max experience to?
It's hard to say, but I'd like to say Amber Lynn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, she's
good. Or Ginger, her sister,
Yeah.
were both wonderful. And of course, the unobtainable goal would be Tracy Lords. I would love to work with Tracy Lords, when she turned legal, of course. But she had that magic. She had something, the magic dust sprinkled on her when she came out of the womb, boy, and she carried it with her. She had that pout,
everything, right?
She had she was the whole package.
I will never forget her. I mean, I didn't get to work with her, but I will never forget her and those tits that popped out.
Yeah, she had those puffy nipples.
Yeah, puffy. What do you like best on a girl? What's your favorite part of the girl?
The face.
The face?
Yeah, absolutely.
The gateway to the soul?
Gateway to the soul.
The eyes.
Eyes, the face, the way in the easy smile, and not afraid to experiment, it surprise you almost, and like, you will? You're going to make this movie?
Wow.
Says, yeah, sure.
Beautiful, right? The girls, I was lucky enough to get a lot of girls that liked me in, the movies. And of course, I picked up a lot of girls when I was, younger. Girls liked me, right? And
Yeah.
the beautiful girls, kissing them and touching them and loving them. Yeah, I mean, it's just something. Do you have any directors, from before, now, and in the middle, that you respect, maybe a Stagliano, a Leslie?
Yeah, Stagliano, I like the freewheeling ways that he went, and the lengths that he went to get his videos. In fact, one of the movies that inspired me to get into the business was a movie he made down in Malibu on the bike path, and it was a girl in roller skates. I don't remember her name. It was a good-looking girl. He picked her up.
This is before you got into business?
Before I was still in Florida.
Okay.
And I saw this, and I looked at it. It was kind of goofy, and it wasn't really put together real well. It was like amateur. It could have been cleaned up a lot.
Grainy.
in editing.
Grainy, too, sometimes.
No, grainy, because he didn't have any. It didn't appear that it was underlit.
I was in numerous movies of his, and I looked at him. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so it was as if it was happening, and I liked the fact that it was different. And I said, but it was not poor quality. It was amateur by design. I'm sure he was thinking about this, that he didn't want to. He had the money and the power to clean it up and make it a tighter, more organized film. Mm-hmm. But he didn't. He was happy with it just the way it was, and it was goofy, and it was just tight enough to make you think, what we call suspend animation, suspend imagination, so that you believe that this was really happening, that he was actually picking up this girl on the boardwalk, not the boardwalk, the bike path, with a camera, and it was happening in real time. That it gave an average Joe the idea that, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. I can meet these girls. All I need is a video camera, and and there's plenty of pussy down on the beach. But your rate of return is pretty low. You better have it set up, ahead of time. And trucking around those beaches all day long. Fuck that.
Oh, what a beautiful! In my time, when I was young, I said, I just love the girls. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I said, well, wait a second, if this guy, and this was before he got big, if this guy can make a video like this and sell it, I can certainly do something like that. You know, I can talk to a girl. And in fact, I was doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
Key West.
and then I saw him doing it. I didn't go down to the beach with this big rig on. You know, I think I did one scene outside in the mangrove, and it was just no, never again. And mangroves with the mosquitoes and horrible.
Like Costa Rica.
Yeah. So so that's what got me inspired to make these amateur type things, and it just so happened that I hooked up with Bobby Hollander, and he was a loving man. You know, anybody could take a chance with him.
He was cool. So Stagliano really was a kind of a pioneer of, you know, the
Absolutely.
Pro-Am, you know. So, you know, of course, he's a big part of the adult porn industry for
40 years.
35 years,
Yeah.
I think. 35. I think the mid to late 80s he came around really making an impact.
Yeah.
But, you know, anyways, the character you invented, Max Hardcore, is easily identified in the street, especially with your hat and your boots.
Well, it's the hat.
Right.
Yeah.
The hat. No, but you know, you would be a sheriff in the Old West. You know, I can see you. So how many times have you been recognized? What did they say to you, and how did you feel?
Well, you know, first of all, they want to make sure that you are who they think you are. So, you know, are you Max Hardcore? And you know, yeah. Have you seen my movies? Yeah. Oh, you're crazy, man. Yeah, motherfucker, you sticking all sorts of fingers and stuff inside these pussies. How do you get these girls? And of course, it comes back to how do you get these girls to do this stuff for you? Because, you know, they would like to do it too. And I said, you just have to ask. And they will, a certain number of them are going to respond positively if you have the right attitude and they like how you look, you know? And remember the part about the right attitude and also telling jokes, because that can make up for a lot. You know, they might be like not instantly attracted to your face, but as long as if you entertain them and make them feel special, because I like to use this term, it just as an aside here. It says, has anyone told you how nice you're looking today? And the girl would say, well, no one has. Well, allow me to be the first. And they can't help but smile. You gotta smile when you see that. And it is just, you know, and then after that, it's up to you, you know. But to know it can be done. You can meet a girl in roller skates. You can meet a girl on the beach. It's possible. It's just that the rate of return is so minuscule that it take you for so long to get, you know, the right girl, you know, that's actually going to do it. So that's why we got Jim South.
He's the best. Was the best. So was it a great feeling? Because your eyes and your spirit just lit up when the people recognized you. You know what I mean? When you said that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, to get back to that, they, you know, how do you do it? I just ask. You know, you can do it too. I would always leave them with that, because I want to leave somebody who's bothered to say something to me and ask with something positive that you can learn, and with just a few things, improve your odds greatly. And sure, it makes me feel good. You know, it makes me feel better when I get a check from CC Bill, but I feel pretty damn good.
That's a good feeling that people recognize you and might appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, who doesn't want to be appreciated? And it kind of validates that you're doing a good job, you know?
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't say anything to you.
You know, you got to be. Your face is been burned into so many movies that, you know, even if a person doesn't say anything to you, they recognize you. You probably caught many people like looking at you once, looking away, and then looking back, and
Oh yeah.
you know, that kind of look. You know,
Still once in a while, but at one point in time, I must say, around 2000, I was almost being stalked. You know what I mean? I was, you know, that's probably the prime of my
career.
notoriousness. You know what I mean? Or yeah, you know, and people really were on me pretty hard all over. And, you know, and I was a guy who fucked so strongly and so hard. You know, most guys didn't fuck like me. Maybe Rocco. And
No,
so,
you knocked them out.
yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah, you knocked it out of the park. You know, I mean, nobody was fucking like you. That I saw. I can't think of a name. You know, I didn't know Rocco at the time. You know, when I first started, I said, look at this. I was talking to my cameraman. Look at this guy. This is how we're fucking supposed to do it right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, so let's get out there and do it. Everybody's got their own style, and you had one that just really makes an impact. So yeah.
So a lot of young guys, you would say, DT, oh, we like you. You know, so it was kind of interesting. But yeah, it was fun, you know what I mean? But I felt a little bit invasion of my privacy, you know? So I kind of...
When you're a public figure, you gotta, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, it was great, though. But here's a cool question, right? Because we're done with the porno questions. If you could take any celebrity to put in your movie, who would you pick?
That's a good question. Damn. You know, that would have been good if you would have asked me ahead of time, because there's so many guys I would like to have in the movies.
No, girls. Celebrity girls.
Okay, good.
For you.
Okay. That
You're
I
gonna
would
work with.
for.
Work with, you know?
Yeah, work with.
The prettiest, you know, which girl with the personality, you know, would you love? There's some pretty fucking girls out there. Have you seen the girl on Lucifer? Lauren German?
Yeah, I know who you're talking
beautiful,
about.
Right?
Yeah, they're all gorgeous.
Denise Richards, fucking beautiful. Jessica Alba, beautiful.
Yeah, Jessica.
Jessica Biel, beautiful. What's the blonde's name, you know, that's in the Marvel movies?
Oh, yeah. I can't think
Scarlett Johansson?
Yes.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Like Kate Beckinsale in her prime, unbelievable, right?
Any one of those girls.
Pick one, though. Give me one.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Scarlett Johansson is, you know, who wouldn't want a girl like that? And, you know, there's so many girls coming into the business that they look so similar. I mean, nowadays, we get so many girls coming into the business that a lot of them look as good as the top fashion models and mainstream actresses.
I'm not even around. Sometimes I think, because my mentality is even more mental, that I probably could come back and do some good work. You know what I mean? But I'm older. But anyways, I think I had Mark Spiegler on. He showed me some pictures of some of his girls. And I said, holy fucking shit, these are beautiful girls.
Oh, who are you talking about?
No,
Mark?
Spiegler had
Spiegler
had all the, you know, crazy looking, beautiful girls. Let's talk about this. This is interesting. I say this all the time on my show, I see the future being dominated in 20 years by sex robots.
I do too.
Right? Bigger dicks. They can design pussies, wild, big, giant, fat pussies, and big, giant dicks taking them, and no complaints, easier to deal with.
Wait, and they look like human beings?
Yeah, look like human beings, of course.
I agree.
There is a robot now that I want to see you work with. Have you heard of her, Sophia?
No.
Check her out. She did an interview with Tony Robbins, you know, the famous, motivator. And her answers, because I seen her first, I think in 16, 17, answering questions. And now I just saw this the other day, her interview. She is so quick and so sharp. It's going to scare the fuck out of you. But I'd like to see you work with her.
Yeah, I'd like to work with her.
Right? I mean, that's going to be the future. Tighter pussies, everything's going to be wild.
Well, the way I see the future is similar in that all the performers in porn are going to be not robots, but characters that are computer generated and they're going to look absolutely real. We have it now to some degree, but the technology isn't there yet. But it will be. And it will be probably within next 10 years. Hell, we're ready to go to Mars and live on Mars, for Christ's sake.
They're mining on the moon.
Yeah.
You know, and they're grabbing shit in
Mining the
space.
moon. Yeah.
Shit's happening we don't know about.
Yeah.
But you look it up, you'll see.
We know it. They're talking about mining the moon. Yeah. You know, and mining and colonizing Mars.
Yeah.
Terraforming it to make it habitable for people.
Yeah, Tesla's on his way. Not Tesla, but Tesla, you know.
Yeah, Tesla.
Elon Musk, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, the way I see it is that, and the character then from Max Hardcore is going to carry on, even when I'm old and walking with a cane and not getting around anymore.
Well, license the image.
Yes.
Why not? Right.
Absolutely.
Why not license the image for perpetuity to somebody who's doing technology? You'll be dead. I mean, because time goes on. Why not live forever?
You've seen the Marvel movies and how how realistic their characters are. It's all blue screen, and they wear these outfits that got all these dots around them so they can map them out. And you can have people making the sex scenes looking like anything, looking like Thanos. Thanos fucking.
It's crazy, yeah.
The one girl with the baseball bat. What's her name? Hailey.
Not Zoe, right? Because she's.
No.
But I like to fuck her. She looked beautiful in that green. Yes. I like to fuck a green Martian girl.
I dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, I think that you're right. The computer generation will come first, but I still think the idea of robots will be second for many reasons. Right? It'll look probably a little more realistic.
Yes.
B, the idea of robotics for sale, right? It will push robots to another level and make it okay in society to have a robot before they own us.
Yes.
Just before they own us, we'll own them.
Yeah. Right.
And that'll be the end of humanity. But
that's what they say.
I can believe it because
yes,
I'm not going into conspiracy theories, but I can believe it. So, how many movies do you have total?
Well, I count them out by scenes, right? So I've got 1,934 scenes.
That's a lot. That's great.
Yeah, that I own. And out of that, I'm able to subdivide a lot of those scenes, especially the early ones, into 1, 2, or 3 parts at a reasonable length, 10 to 15 minutes, right? So effectively, it's much more, but as far as a hard count, 1,934.
That's cool. I think, you're very precise. You know exactly what you're doing, exactly what you got. You know what I mean? So let it be known, all right? Let that be known. Paul Max is not a slouch.
Well, the things that count, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
that are important to me.
You've always been on it. So who's going to win the election?
I think it's going to be a fight. It's hard to say. Certainly the president normally would have the advantage. But now we've got this pandemic, and that's just, it's got a lot of people pretty upset with the whole situation. I think they're pissed off at everybody. and they just want it to be over. They want the crises to be over. So I don't know. I'm not a betting man on that because you never know what's going to happen. But I know this: it can't get much worse.
Well, I mean the burning and looting and a lot of crazy stuff. So I don't know.
No,
People are being hurt.
Yes.
At the protests, and so
It's
it might get worse.
Well, you got to stop shooting black people and killing them, and I think things are going to go a long ways to calming down. People tend to get really pissed off when they face death on a daily basis, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame anybody facing death on a daily basis, and it's not right, really. It's not right at all. But what do you think about the COVID? Because this COVID is some strange. It's a strange situation, but there's a lot of ideas on both sides of the fence that it could be a pandemic, and it's not as dangerous as it might be told. How do you feel about it?
Well, I don't know much about whether it was created or. I tend to think it was a naturally occurring thing. I'd like to believe that until proved otherwise. I just like it to be gone. We're in a bad situation, especially in the porn business, where we gotta become intimate with these girls, and it's a dangerous situation. I know that when you get sick from the COVID-19, that your lungs get really fucked up and scarred, and it can affect you for the rest of your life. I hope that they find a vaccine for it shortly, and I mean, my heart really goes out to all the people that have suffered from this. It's terrible thing to happen, and there's a lot of misinformation going around, so people don't know what to do. But I think it's important to throw everything we got at it, and we know these things occur, and be better prepared to deal with it the next time, if there is a next time. But right now, we gotta throw everything at it. Too many people are dying. Too many people are getting sick.
I mean, you definitely don't want to be part of those people who get sick. It's like, it's scary, it's rough, it's terrible. So you can't disrespect it. You got to be very cautious.
Yeah.
So, is there anything I missed?
No, just that I think that we covered everything that's important, and that except for the future, my future. And the way I'm looking at it is I'll perform for as long as I can, and for as long as people want to see me perform, and then move to the next step: the robots, the artificial sex, the computer-generated material. Take good care of the trademark, and enjoy life to the maximum, wherever that may lead. And try to lead a good life so that people can say at least a few kind words when it's your time to check out.
Yeah, for sure. I like somebody says nice things about me too.
They will, I'm sure.
Thanks. Do you
He's a good boxer.
I'm all right. Good puncher, not a good boxer. But what do you do for fun?
For fun, I like to build things, and I like to play my guitar. Okay at it, but I've got no patience for a band. And even if I did have the patience for it, I don't have the time for it. You got to, in any business, in any endeavor, especially one that doesn't allow for a great rate of return on the hours that you put into it, you really got to focus, and you got to focus hard on it. And that's what I do, and it's what I've always done. But I love playing guitar and playing along with my favorite songs. I like the blues. I like things like Mark Knopfler, Tom Petty, just classic stuff that we grew up with, our life. Tom Petty wrote that great song about the valley, about the freeway going through my front yard.
Vampires,
Yeah.
right, on Ventura Boulevard or something like that.
Right? Yeah. So
What is it called?
that song, let me see, the song, I can't remember the name of that song, but it's about the valley, and there's a freeway out and free falling.
Free falling.
Ah, that's it. Yeah.
Free
How
falling.
could I forget that?
That's a cool song.
We're free falling. He was a great guy. He died before his time. Every day that you're on this planet, and if you're pain free, all I can say is try to help somebody, because there's a lot of people that aren't as lucky as you are. Look at this beautiful place that you have, and you've been successful beyond probably, and I can speak for myself, I'm successful beyond my wildest imagination. I never would have thought about being a character, and being copied and emulated by others and recognized in all parts of the world. Very fortunate. So I try to, in my spare time, help people, whatever it is. Of course, the girls always need help. They're always broke. They were broke when they were in the business. What makes you think they're going to be they're going to be broke when they get out of the business? A little joke was, I said about Layla, that you're going to be the most expensive girl I ever shot, even though at the time she was the cheapest, because I keep having to send her money, which I don't mind at all. If I got it, I'm glad to give it away. You certainly can't take it with you. So that, and I love to, another thing I really like doing is bicycle. Yeah, it's great. It's easy on the joints. I don't like running. It's too hard on the knees and the joints.
Hips, yeah.
And at my age, I'm 63 right now. I've run my last marathon.
Have you?
Absolutely. But I love to ride a bike, and going around the Rose Bowl as an example is a good place to go. Here, hell, you got a big bike trail right down here at USC.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, right around the stadium down there, and the museums are down there. Have you ever seen the Natural History Museum? It's
Wilshire Boulevard?
No, it's down. No, that's not that's the Natural History Museum, and then they've got another museum right down off the 110 by Felix Auto and the USC campus right there. And a lot of good places to see in Vegas, in Los Angeles. And I like to go up to the hills and ride up there, and it's good exercise, and it keeps things moving. It's real life. You get away from the computers and the cell phones and stuff, and just ride that bike.
How many miles?
Yeah. Oh, nothing. Like 10 to 20 miles.
Oh, it's great exercise, though.
It is. It's really It's really good, and so I'm looking forward to doing that and getting involved in as I throttle back. If I ever do, I could just drop dead on a set, and that wouldn't be a bad way to go. From a heart attack, except the doc says my heart's in great shape. But I'd like to get involved in more charity work as I can afford to do it, and I can afford the time, and helping people that passing the knowledge on. Because I gathered a lot of knowledge over the years about how to run a business, and I'd love to pass that on to people, young men and women, to say, hey, this is how I did it. It might work for you, or you might put your own spin on it.
Let's ask this question, which some people would like to know. How do you get a girl off the best to give her the biggest orgasm? What is your secret?
Well, I tend to find that pussy fucking is what they really like. But every girl is different. I notice almost all girls like being choked a little bit and somehow restrained. Where you kind of wrap them up and then you put and that, if you're got the right angle on them, you can get them off two times, in rapid succession. They really like that. That's my favorite way to do it. But then there's a lot of different ways. Some guys like using their fingers to get the girl to squirt. And I've done that too. The girl's using a vibrator, and then you're using your fingers and choking them out and stuff. Although I'd rather be, in the mix, laying the pipe, as it were.
What would your best advice be for a man to keep his woman happy?
Do your fucking job. Know what your job is. Figure out what your job is. Keeping your woman happy is 50% sex and 50% taking care of her. And making her feel, telling her clearly that she's important, that she's beautiful, that she's pretty. It doesn't matter if she's 60 years old. You're beautiful, you're my girl, and you're always going to be my girl. I mean, they like that. That's how you keep them happy. One way, anyway.
Yeah, I believe that. This is the very end, the last question. Can you describe in 2 words your experience in the business?
I'm trying to put it into 2 words.
Take your time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah?
In 2 words, though, seriously, beyond imagination. I couldn't have imagined it. There's no way. Come out here. No, I never could imagine this. So it's beyond beyond imagination.
I'm with you. I mean, we want to thank the porno gods for allowing both of us to enter this beautiful kingdom of love and fun and money, and education. So thank you, porno gods. And this is TT Boy TV out. Max Hardcore, thanks a billion for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, really. And I consider it a great opportunity for an old friend, and also, not that you're old, just we've been friends for a long time, and I think I feel very fortunate to be on this show, because I think what you're doing here is, among other things, beyond entertainment, is you're really informing people that sex isn't a bad thing. It's good, and even porn. If you think it's a bad thing, it's not. It's natural. I mean, we wouldn't have kids if it wasn't for sex. And anything that we enjoy in life, we make movies of, right?
Pretty much.
So you're doing an important job. You're doing the important work here, and I like to think that in my own small way, I am too.
TT Boy, T out.
Max
see
Hardcore.
See you next time. And stay healthy.